one of the things that I've been quite surprised with is that my daughter became pregnant, and of course you want them to have the best thing. So I started to look at pregnancy multivitamins and whether they work or they don't work. When you look at the composition of some, and of course a lot of women have asked me the same question, what can I use as a multivitamin? And I've been extremely disappointed that big, well-known companies have formulated products that don't even dissolve. And the formulated products, which I know won't work, one of which my daughter was on, and I could see from the data that the selenium or the selenite in the product was not working. She had normal TSH levels, which means the iodide was working, but her T3 was out of the range low. So the selenite in the product was not working. What seems to be the case is they try to put everything in the multi, everything you might need, iron, calcium, magnesium. They're trying to do the right thing, except they're not formulation chemists. So they're not working out what binds to what and what doesn't. So if you mix calcium, which is Ca double plus, with anything that's double minus, it forms a complex. And with calcium and copper and magnesium, if you mix them with folate, they precipitate. If you mix them with selenite, which is the right form to have, they precipitate, become insoluble. And if you mix them with molybdenate, which is the right form, it also becomes insoluble. And so you get no effect. Now, it's kind of annoying because at the end of the day, people said, can you make a product? And so I've made a topical product, which it's just the three of them in it, or you can get them single. And we can see from the hair metals test analysis that this stuff is getting in, you see the levels go up, and you see the biochemistry change. So I can see from the data that I have that this product works. But I have a lot of people who can't get it all. They want to start, and they go on some sort of multivitamin, and we go back and we have a look, and the multivitamin's not working. Much as I love making the product, and I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I would like these people to actually get together and make a product that you, as the mothers, could use and know that it was going to work. Now, if you have to take two, if you have to take one that's just a mineral supplement and then take one for the iron and the others, that's fine. But let at least get, I think there's Pregnacare in the UK. And then
there's Pregnacare. Yeah,
well, I've looked at Pregnacare as well, and that has, well, most of them don't have molybdenate in it anyway, so that's it. But there is good news on the horizon. And the good news is they didn't used to have iodine, iodide, or selenite in them at all. So somebody out there said, we need this. So somebody's recognized that there's a problem. And then if you go and have a look at the different types of things that are in them, there's bits of rock, which will be some oxide or something which is basically just seems to be ground up rock that they put in there. There's various sorts of chelates which are not useful. So the people that are trying to formulate them don't really know, but they think we've got to have it in there. I'll put it on and I'll buy it. I even had an interesting one today where these people were claiming that their product had had an advantage on mental function in those with early dementia. So I contacted them about what the formulation was, and they said, it's proprietary, we can't tell. So I can't even tell whether they've got the right stuff in there. So I'd have to buy it and then test it and see. So it's frustrating. It would be great if I could just say, hey, go buy this one. Frustratingly, most of the chemists got no idea about it. The other frustrating bit about this is I was speaking to the Australian Thyroid Association today. They have no real idea what iodine does apart from make T4. They don't know that it's involved in the activation of B2. They don't know the other factors that are involved in it. That's very disappointing. I think that we should be able to rely on these things. We should be able to go to these associations. They'll tell us what it is. But by the same token, most people are not even making that step. Do I have a tablet or a formulation that I could guarantee would work that's oral? No. Can I make you one? Yes. Am I going to? Maybe.
Thank you.
It's important that at least we have one foundation on board if it's going to do something with it, and hopefully your ability to gain exposure to it will help us. and hopefully a couple of doctors will get on board, and hopefully mothers will go and get the right supplement, and we'll start to turn our graph downwards.
That would be wonderful,
I
wouldn't
can retire and go and live over here.
it? I can see how much improvement Con has made, despite all of our setbacks. This was a child, as you know, when I came to you in utter desperation 3 years ago, this was a child who didn't sleep. This was a child who couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't really speak, couldn't take him anywhere because he was so aggressive, or he would flop to the ground. He was headbanging as well. And slowly, we are tweaking and supporting his biochemistry, and he's getting there. It's a very long, windy road with roadblocks along the way, but we're getting there. It's really, really important that the message gets out there.
I've got to take my hat off to you mothers who are looking after these children. Really, I mean, it's so heartbreaking and soul destroying, and you have to be so patient and persistent, and you guys are the people that should be congratulated and given the awards. It's not me, it's you guys that are doing it on a day-to-day basis.
Well,
but never underestimate the ability of mother's love.
No, this is very true. Very true. But without your support and your knowledge and all your research, you know, none of us would be in this position where we can actually help our children. So don't forget that. It's not just us. So thank you from everyone.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, as always.
All right. Well, thank you too. Good night.